Welcome to Grung TV, the entertainment hub for news, views, reviews, and gossip. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell.
Welcome back to Ground TV. Tragedy struck on Ash Wednesday along South Camp Road in Kingston when the driver of a Nissan AD wagon motorcar lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a utility pole, resulting in the injury of occupants and the death of one person. Eyewitnesses say the Nissan and another vehicle were speeding along the roadway. After losing control, the Nissan reportedly overturned and flipped multiple times before hitting the light pole at the intersection of North Street and South Camp Road. Among the passengers were minors. The injured persons were rushed to hospital. The Westmoreland police have listed two men as wanted for the murder of 62-year-old Delroy Grant on Hudson Street in the parish on Monday, January 11. Wanted are Mark Watson and Delmar Cunningham, otherwise called Ratty, both of Hudson Street in Westmoreland. Lawmen said Grant reportedly had a dispute with Cunningham, during which Cunningham was chopped. However, no reports was made to the police. Cunningham, Watson, and two other men then went to Grant's home at about 7:45 a.m. and reportedly attacked him using a piece of iron, a machete, and a hammer. The police were called and Grant taken to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries on Sunday, January 17. On Monday, February 8, the police conducted operations in the Hudson Street area, during which 22-year-old Ricardo Bailey, otherwise called Hollowman, and 32-year-old Tristan Daly were arrested. Both were charged with murder on Saturday, February 13. Following interviews, their court date is being finalized. Meanwhile, the police are urging Watson and Cunningham to immediately turn themselves into the Savlamar police. Anyone know the whereabouts of these two men is being asked to contact the Savlamar police at 876-955-2758, police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Citizens are also reminded that it is an offense to harbor a fugitive. The St. Andrew Central Police are reporting the seizure of 3 firearms and 32 assorted rounds of ammunition during 3 separate operations in Kingston over a 24-hour period. 5 people, including a woman, are in custody, the police say. The first seizure took place on Monday, February 15, about 2 p.m. Lawmen were on Upper Ivy Road, Kingston 5. A premises was searched and a .38 Smith & Wesson revolver with 5 9mm rounds of ammunition seized. No one was arrested in relation to this seizure. In the second incident, about 6:10 a.m. on Tuesday, February 16, a joint police-military operation was conducted on Terrence Avenue in Kingston 10. A premises occupied by 2 men was searched. One 9mm Taurus pistol with a magazine containing 12 9mm rounds of ammunition and was seen hidden inside a chest or drawer. The men were subsequently taken into custody in relation to this seizure. However, their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. And about 7 a.m., the police seized the third firearm for the period, which when a house on Ambrook Lane, Kingston 10, that was occupied by 2 men and a woman was searched. During the operation, a 9mm Beretta pistol with a magazine containing 15 9mm rounds of ammunition was found on the top of the roof. The 3 men were taken into custody. However, their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. Detectives assigned to the Clarendon Police Division are probing the circumstances surrounding the shooting death of a 80-year-old Clifton Berry, a retired mason of Ramsbury District in the parish early this morning. The police reports are that about 1:15 a.m., Berry was home when he was pounced upon by gunmen who threw a Molotov cocktail through the window of his house. Berry tried to escape his attackers but was shot several times. The police were alerted on their arrival. The elderly man was found in a section of the house with gunshot wounds. He was taken to hospital where he died while being treated. Councillor of the Yorktown Division, Uphill Purcell, has decried the attack on the elderly man. I'm very disturbed about the killing of Mr. Berry. I'm really perturbed to know they can go into an elderly gentleman's home and kill him like that. It is really heartrending, he said. I'm very disturbed about what is happening in the Yorktown communities because over time we have not had any crime, so I'm really disturbed, Purcell said. A Manchester man succumbed to burn wounds on Tuesday, just over a week after escaping the clutches of gunmen in his hometown of Silent Hill, where he was beaten, set ablaze, and left for dead. Jerome Hendricks, 45, visited a shop to purchase cigarettes on Monday, February 8 at midnight, 4 hours before island-wide curfew took effect. Just as he was about to leave, when he discovered that the shop was closed, he was approached by 4 gunmen who took him inside and attacked him. Hendricks' efforts to escape their blows were initially blocked, and he was doused with gasoline and set on fire. However, the shop caught fire, giving Hendricks an opportunity to roll on the ground and seek refuge in nearby bushes. A cousin of the victim, Sonia Goldburn, told her news source that Hendricks had sustained second and third degree burns to 60% of his body. Fueled by a rush of adrenaline, Hendricks ran miles through rocky terrain to a home to seek help. Shivering in the cold after losing most of his skin, he hollered for the occupant to call the police. Hendricks was rushed to the Percy Junior Hospital and was later transferred to another medical facility. He was in a medical-induced coma up to Tuesday afternoon. The family had been seeking to have Hendricks, who was in critical condition, transferred to Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, Florida. A GoFundMe campaign geared up towards raising US $50,000 yielded just over $8,000. He was not only severely burned but also severely beaten, so all of that trauma to his body was going to be a lot to deal with, said Goldburn. It was an inhumane, callous attack that went for hours, and I don't know why anybody would want to do this. Hendricks' body was covered in blisters and his soul punctured by thorns and stones during his dash to survive. He said while he was being beaten, he prayed, and he even asked one of the perpetrators if they believed in God, and they said no, Goldburn said. Hendricks, Goldburn said, was a ship worker more than 20 years and was rarely in Jamaica, but had it not been grounded for the pandemic, restrictions, and the collapse of the cruise industry. The Christiana police said the attack is under investigation and no motive has yet been determined. One person has been detained. 2 St. James men were arrested and charged with firearm relation charges in 2 separate incidents in the parish. The police say 37-year-old Lucan O'Connor, otherwise called Broker of Providence Heights, flanker in St. James, was charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition last Thursday. Lawmen said that about 6:30 a.m., a joint police military team armed with warrant went to O'Connor's residence. During a search of the premises, a Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 10 9mm cartridges and was found inside a bedroom wrapped in a socks. He was arrested later and charged following an interview. In the second incident, 27-year-old Shadeen Murray of Lilliput in the parish was on Monday charged with wounding with intent in relation to an incident that occurred in the area on Friday, February 5th. The police said that about 2:45 p.m., Murray allegedly attempted to abduct the complainant at gunpoint. As struggle ensued, the complainant was shot but managed to escape. The police were called and the injured man taken to hospital for treatment. Investigations led to the arrest of Murray, who was placed on an identification parade that same day where he was pointed out by the complainant. The court dates for both accused are being finalized.